Alright, another video, another 3x3. Yeah, I managed to cut off the bottom here a couple of months ago now. But just wanted to get this video out before Christmas, because the door is quite cool. Yeah, speed and animation are exactly the same. I can just show you how it looks. It goes like this, and like so. So yeah, let's show you how to make this. Okay, so this is your material list. These glass blocks here can be any movable block. And then you will need just one like junk item or whatever for the hopper here, but it can be any item. Alright, now for your building area, it's 3x10 and 10 blocks tall. And your door frame will go in like so. Just a regular 3x3 frame with a 2-block gap below, one layer on the right, and centered in this 3 deep area. Alright, now the piston layout, 3 pistons on the left side like so. 4 pistons in the bottom like this, 1 on the right side, 3 on top, and now for our corner here, 2 pistons like so, 2 like this, and then 1 facing to the right. So if you want to know how this works in detail, you can watch my other video, but I will move on now. So we'll need 3 immovable blocks to make the setup work, which goes here, here, and right here. Alright, now for the closing. Again, first thing we need to do, zero tick this instantly. Now our input block will be right here. Then a piston next to it, diagonally facing down with dust on top. And a block right here. So yeah, we will just pull up this block here after this has turned on to get the instant zero tick. Now to actually get this, there's a sticky piston here with a redstone block. This is going to update our ballast slider here. So yeah. 2 blocks like so, redstone block in the middle and then 3 redstone blocks on top. Our return piston right here, block next to it, piston facing down right here. Observer in the middle to power this. Now to update this we will need a hopper here, block here, 2 dust, and then our updated piston like so. Alright, now let's just power this so that this doesn't extend when we place stuff around it. If you watched the other video on the previous 3x3, you will know that I said we need to update this piston at 1 or 2 game ticks to make the top be able to push down reliably. But we can also update this at 0 ticks instead, just after it has started extending. And this is exactly what we're going to do here. So for the closing, we'll have a sticky piston here with a block. This will update this piston here, which is QC'd from the redstone block. And in turn this updates the slider. And now for the opening, we'll just have a block and dust. So yeah, as you can see, if I slow down the game, 0 ticks and 0 ticks, so the top is free to push down. Yeah, so this actually uses a cool trick on the opening, because we have the same amount of block event here, like this piston here, and the same piston and that one here. But because the base updates before the head and the block here, that means that this piston updates before this one, so that this piston can actually update this to turn off. And this way we can get the dual edge instant zero tick here. Alright, now to actually power the piston, we just need 2 slabs, 2 slabs, 2 dust, and that's it. Alright, next up we need to power this piston here instantly as well. And we'll use pretty much the same setup as in the other one, just slightly modified. So below this block we have a gap and then a sticky piston with redstone block. 2 pistons like this, redstone block here, and then a note block right here. Alright, so previously we had this note block here to power this, and then we need an updater for this to make it reliable. But here instead we just place this piston. So what's going to happen is on the closing this will powers this here, this gets powered and updates this piston, and also QCs this piston here. Now when this block gets removed, this instantly unpowers. But this has 1 extra block event from this piston here, because yeah, this is QC'd, will get updated because the piston head touches this block. And this means basically we get this reliable chain here. And this way we don't need like an updater down here for this piston or something like that. Yeah, so we can also see that working, just like this. Alright, now we reset this by placing a sticky piston here with redstone block and just powering this and placing the block back manually. Alright, now let's continue with the bottom here by getting this retraction here. Whoops, like so. Yeah, so we power the floor block here, and really simple, we just place the sticky piston here on the resting block, and then a block with dust, and that's it. Alright, next up we want the 3 game peak delay for this fold here. And it's also pretty easy. We just place a sticky piston here, block on the extended piston head, obsidian below. This is needed because this piston would push down otherwise. And then on the side of this obsidian we just place a torch, and that will power this piston through the block when it gets retracted. Alright, now we already have this piston here, this piston and this piston. And let's move on to this one. So we want the dual edge 3 game peak delay here. And the way you get it in the closing is actually quite cool. So sticky piston here, normal piston on top, resting block here, sticky piston, like so. Resting block right here, a sticky piston facing the left, and then finally a resting block right here. So as you can see, this is buttered right now. So all we need to do is just update this instantly. And yeah, conveniently, if you watch this block, it's 0 ticked over here instantly. So all we need to do is just place this knob block here, and that will do the extension here, which is quite nice. Now let's unflick the lever, fix everything, and move on. Alright, so next up we want to power these 3 pistons on top, and also the side piston. So 2 slabs here, 2 node blocks, block on top, dust on top. This is exactly the same as in the other door. Then sticky piston with a block, torch right here, 3 blocks like this, and then dust on top of them, and also on top of 2 of the pistons here. And now node block here to power this piston, and that should be the entire singles done, like so. Oh yeah, we didn't reset this, we will get to that soon. So yeah. As you see, this didn't re-extend because it just retracts. So all we need to do is just power this piston again, and that will do it for us. And this is also quite simple. No block here, piston below, observer from the piston into a block, and that's it. Alright, now we want the 0 tick for this piston here, 3 game picks in the opening. And we will utilize some scaffolding for that, which we place on top of this piston. That's actually quite cool. If you unpower this and power this, the scaffolding doesn't break. And because this retracts instantly, this will get updated at 1 game tick, which means we can place an observer to get a nice 3 game tick delay. And that will just power a block here, dust, which will retract this piston, unpowering this, and then it will also just power this here to get the block back. Alright, now to actually retract this block with a sticky piston here, and just going to grab it. Alright, so that should be the bottom and the singles done. Just like this. Alright, so next up we want our side here. So we will have a similar setup to before with the buttered piston here. But we can't just have it like in the last door like so. Because now this would, you see this means this will re-extend at some point and just mess at the bottom. So I actually had to move this piston a bit, and I moved it over here. So yeah, just move it there, have an updated piston here, and then a slab with dust into our wall. Alright, so that is that. Now next up we want to actually keep the butt here, so it just doesn't break. So yeah, 2 observers like so. Dust on top, hopper here, and an observer with a block. And then where this first slab is, we place an observer at the dust level into a repeater on 1 tick, into another observer. And now we can remove this block. Yeah, now to power this piston here, we place the block. And to update it, just like before, we will place a dropper facing upwards into this hopper. And then an observer like so. Right, we need one more thing though, so that this re-extend quick enough, which is observer here and dust on top. Alright, so that should be the closing done, I believe. Just like this. Oh yeah, it powers twice right now because we don't have this piston set up yet, but the closing itself is fine. So yeah, let's move on to that. So we need to extend our door frame like so. Place a slab here, dust like this, another block here, actually down here with dust. Then we cut off this connection here, place a block here, piston facing down, observer right here facing up from this dust into a block, a slab right here so that the dust can still travel up, and a repeater on one tick. Alright, so now our closing should be fine, just like this. Alright, and now all we need to do is finish this corner here, and now the rest will be basically the same as before. So first retract this block, so we come in here and place a sticky piston facing up next to this glass block here, and then a block on top. So we just push up, which means that this dust can now power through because it won't be redirected at that time, which gets us this retraction here. Next up, we want to push this down and push this in. So yeah, we'll just use the zero tick gen again. Same thing as last time. Sticky piston here, redstone block. 2 blocks over here with 2 activator rails. And then an observer here. Oops. Into the piston. Another piston here with a block. Node block here. And then to get the power into this block here, place this observer, block here, observer up, and a dust. Alright, that will power this piston. In order to power this, we just place an observer. And then to get the final power for the piston vents over here, we will place a slab here, block here, our comparator, an item in the hopper, and then a block here. And this block is the reason that we need the obsidian down here, by the way. So yeah, this should almost be the door. So the closing should work now. And also part of the opening, like so. So yeah, as you can see, all we need to do is power this piston at the correct timing to insert the block, because then this won't be able to re-extend. Yeah, and to get this, we will just have our instant repeater slotted in here. Well, zero-tick repeater rather. But yeah, downwards piston next to this slab here. And then we will need a sticky piston in here next to this knob block. Observer facing down next to the piston. And then this is a bit tricky to place. We will need to place a downwards piston next to this extended piston here. And then we get it out somehow. I don't know, probably it's a while you just break something and get out. If you're creative, just use commands. And now finally we just need a target block below the piston we just placed right here. Alright, and if I didn't make any mistakes, this should be the door entirely done. Closes. And oh, so yeah, perfect. Alright, now we can just place in our door frame like so. Give it one more test when we did that, but shouldn't really change anything. Yeah. Okay, one more thing though. If you want to move this input here, what you could do, of course, is power the door, the repeater, but that's slow. So instead you have a few options. First, you could have something like this, and then you zero tick in a block, power the door like so. But what's probably the best way is you modify it a little bit by placing 2 target blocks like so. And now you can just use this dust line directly and move it to wherever you want. Just need to be careful that this dust line does not update this piston here, because then the door will become unreliable. But yeah, as long as you're a bit careful about that, it should be fine. Then you can just move your input to wherever you want. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. And yeah, Merry Christmas.